So today's wildcard is Endless Legend. On paper, this game looks like something that I am not really gonna like. It looks very Civilization-esque, turn-based, hex-based, it's even got fantasy theming. I hate all these things in games. But every so often something comes along and really surprises me in spite of that. Dominions 5 comes to mind. So whether we're here for 5 minutes or 5 hours, I'm just going to give it a shake, see what it's made of, so at the very least I come away from here knowing a bit more about what Endless Legend is all about. Still, I know nothing about it aside from what I just said, so let's go and see what the tutorial scenario has for me. Rakusa says, I really like the choices for the wildcard this week, but I don't think you'll like any of them. That's fine though, I don't mind playing games that I don't like. At the very least, at least they're not punishment games. But it feels good to have a lot of different games that I have played. Gives me experiences to bounce off of when checking out games, even when I do like them. Okay, welcome to Endless Legend. This game introduction will guide you through the core elements. Oh, good to know. In order to... Who's this pretty boy trying to tell me what to do here? You'll have to build a mighty empire and face powerful foes. I like doing both of those things. Your tale begins when you select your army. Okay, great. On the bottom left is your army panel. All armies are represented on the map by the strongest and their command. Okay, fair enough. Your army is comprised of a single unit, a settler. We just had that yesterday. Several pawns and a hexagon, settler, army, found city. Ah. See, it's things like this that make me say it's Civilization-esque. You can see 3 tiles, we can also zoom in and out. These are all basic concepts. If you've played a strategy game, this is going to come easily. The heart represents the sum of health points. Okay. Movement points, how far they can go, 4 out of 4. Visual range, that's the 3 that they can see. It costs 1 movement point to traverse most terrain, some cost more. Ah, just like in Conquest of Elysium. Do you hate the appearance of hexes, or is there a mechanical problem that annoys you about them? Yes and yes. Each region has a fixed frontier that can only contain one single city, exploits the region's terrain and resources. Okay, that is all just Civilization to a T. Everyone's out there wanting to do their own Civ killer. The Civ killer for me is just playing Civ, because I don't really like it. Food, industry, science, and dust. I think someone in chat mentioned earlier that dust is money here. To help you decide, you can toggle the display terrain by clicking the left button, located in the bottom right of the... Ooh. Plenty of dust to be had here. CS dust. So it seems that all tiles have 3 resources, 2 and 1, 2 and 1, 3, 3, 1 and 2. Well, what's this though? It's 3, 6 and 2. Is that because you're special in some way? Steel stalks, blacksmith delight, unusual plant. Draw heavy metals to bulbous pods ripe for plucking. Well, that sounds very good. I want some of that. For most of the major factions, it is best to select the location that gives access to these terrain resources. That's right. Okay, good for us. To found a city, colonize a region, select your army, left click on colonization, and then click again on a tile within your reach that you desire to colonize. Well, surely I want this one. Looks amazing. Food, dust, resource. There was another one, wasn't there? But oh yeah, it's this thing. Ooh, now this could be quite alright as well. What's a man to do when faced with all these choices? Oh, let's get a bit of everything then. Go down over there. Gets us a nice view of the coastline as well. Springs from life from underground. Right, select your city. Okay. Congratulations, you now rule over an entire region. This is your city influence. Exploits the surrounding areas. Distinct tile is the city center, modifies the initial thing, providing you with more dust and science, but a bit less food. City tiles also provide a unique resource called influence. Worker panel, all the... Oh, right. Now that's being blocked by chat. Well, I don't think there's a safe place for chat. Maybe bottom right was better off. I don't know. I don't know enough about the game to make an informed decision on that one. Right. Fidzy. Fidzy. Ah, food, industry, dust, science, influence. Pair worker production, resources from tiles, potential modifiers, positive, negative, all have an impact on the total production you can expect from the city. And next turn you can mouse over details, tools. Yeah, okay, great. I see it all now, although I don't know what my workers are at. You can move workers from one column to another. Didn't Stellaris do something like that with the workers? I wasn't honestly fond of the rework on Stellaris, but I don't play the game, so who am I to say? Ah, perhaps this is my one worker. Aha, and I can put him wherever I want. Right, more money, please. Food production cannot be stored. Food is automatically used to produce... okay, very good. I would have called it feeds. Much harder to read, says Warwick. I'm all about harder to read. The green part of the population growth shows that you're about to get your next additional source. Okay, I've seen all these things in Civilization. Industry, production cannot be stored. It's used to construct new city improvements. A city should always have something queued for construction, otherwise the industry resources will disappear. Founders Memorial is available as the city's improvement. City improvements are constructions giving different kinds of bonuses. So if I wanted myself a Founders Memorial, I'd get a lot of everything. One-time construction creates a memorial. Why does the memorial give me food? Oh well, I guess we should make one. No, doesn't want me to. Like many interface elements, you can get more details by mousing over it. So I did. And there we go. We're queuing it up for building. Apparently it's going to take 8 turns, because it costs an obscene amount of industry. But at least it's putting that industry to work. You'll need to develop your science to get an edge over other empires. Science is aggregated. Well, I moved somewhere to give me plenty of science, thank you very much. Similar to industry, you must keep researching new technologies if you don't want to waste your science. From the main banner. Aha! Oh-ho! The research screen is where you will help your empire evolve through technological eras and struggle forward. I like my struggling forward done in Frostpunk, thanks. Okay, this moves around in a weird and wonderful way. What is this? Only the first of the 6 eras, so these must be the different eras. Kind of a strange screen here. It looks like something that's work in progress. Looks like it came straight out of early access. Well, and still is in early access. Still, what do we have here? Each era is represented by a circle, grouping technologies, eras, 9 new technologies from the previous era. The order in which you do your research doesn't matter. So as long as I get 9 things done on whatever era this is. The Iron Era, perhaps? What era is this, then? Just era 2, I suppose. Anyway, get 9 done and we're good to go. The cost in science automatically increases for each new technology. Ooh. So the more we learn, the more we're held back by our own conventions, I understand. In addition, researching a more advanced thing also costs more, right? Sounds like the real meta is to get all the science needed. I recall being able to do that in Civilization. You just absolutely go ham on science. Jake, I really don't think you need to add blind to the stream description. We know. Thank you for that insightful comment, Modo. Right, some technologies directly unlock new powers or bonuses for your empire, whilst others unlock city improvements, expansions, units. They can be built in your cities very well. This is the basic of basics, but it's probably still better to go through it rather than stumble in double blind. Blue circled technologies are already known, so we already know the language square. The language square? A public square dedicated to practicing and teaching the many languages of Orilla. Conversations with minor factions can now move beyond pointing and grunting. Very well. Food and industry technologies are usually a safe way to begin your science. Hover over the So that's science and industry, that's empire and expansion, this is economy and population, that's military. Aquapulvistics. City storage. Plus 10 food on city during summer, plus 15% on city. Ooh, upkeep's costing me money. Where's my bloody money? Ah, now that looks a whole lot better. The Empire Mint. Collect the dust. Mint the currency. Okay, select technology to research. Give me the money. Right click can also be used to step back through my... Ooh. End your turn when you are ready by clicking End Turn. Who would believe? So we've grown in population. We have 2 whole workers here. Not much of an empire, but you gotta start somewhere. Thanks to your food, number of workers has increased. There are now 2 workers available. So what do my workers do? Are they a multiplier or a flat bonus? Wonder if I can freely move them around. The borough streets and expansion construction can now be selected. Expansions must be directly placed on the map and can be built several times. Most major factions, every 2 available workers makes 1 new borough available. Yes, so I assume you want me to build a borough. Don't know why people have such a hard time with Edinburgh. It's just Eden and a borough. This looks like it's expanding my reach here. Can I WAS to move? I can WAS to move. Thank God. No more of that settlers. So this thing looks nice to reach out towards. So why don't I slam you down there? Also, I get myself some influence over the water, which may or may not be useful. Well done. It was pretty well done. Right, that's not going to be done until after we have our memorial square. You just used 2 different pronunciations. Oh, we're not having Mercia and Mercia again here. Functional only when construction is complete. Keep in mind that both spreading your cities too widely or settling new cities causes your city approval to decrease. Why would city approval matter? Don't I rule these whelps? Ah, here we go. This is how happy they are. Security, food and industry. Happy people are... Nah. There's this idea that if you run an employee survey and everyone is too happy, it's a bad sign because they're clearly not working hard enough. So I don't think I want my people to be too happy. End turn when you're ready. I am born ready. Don't forget that you have a world to explore. Scouting with armies will be your best way to discover the unknown. Create new units, explore the area. You must create unit designs. We have Marines available. Add 2 copies of a Marine. Now what made this appear? Okay, this shows all types of construction. So give me a couple of Marines. Oh god, they're not going to be ready for a billion years here. The 2 units are queued, but several turns are required to build them. Dust, the most precious resource, hence me going over and getting it, hasn't been introduced yet. It is stored in the Empire level and also can be exploited in your city. So I guess what you're saying is that it's pooled? I'll believe that. Each turn, city improvements already built cost a small amount of dust for upkeep. Okay, so this is a balancing act. The total upkeep of your city improvements is summed up here. Note that you'll be able to use the browse button to see cost details. So, it doesn't look like anything's actually costing me dust right now. It's only being made. Dust can be used directly to buy out queued. Ah, now we're talking. Now we are doing the talking. Right, get me those Marines. Hang on, are you telling me that for only 409 dust I can immediately have my borough streets? It feels like dust rushing is going to be a very important aspect of the game. Well, the strategy perhaps, if not the game. Because otherwise I'd have to wait like 30 odd turns. I'm sure it would pay off itself if you just rush it. Dust upkeep is the bottom of the third box on the top. Oh, this thing. Ah. Okay, yes. Construction complete. Lucky me. The city improvements you've built cost your empire 10 dust. They cost an upkeep of -10. That means it gives me money, game. Once a unit is constructed, it is placed in the city garrison. Each unit created consumes... Oh, upkeep for units. Scary stuff. Do my militia cost anything? Doesn't look like it. Nah, militia are free, marines are not. Units have experience, so they can get super powered up. Also, they're space marines. Create out units in the garrison and militia. I gathered that much. Current max garrison is 2 units. This capacity is the same for all cities and armies in your empire. Max capacity doesn't include new militia and can be increased. Okay, so select these 2 with control clicking. Or don't do that and instead select all. Hey, hey. And then click on the new army. So you need to form your armies here. They have become an army. I wonder if there's a maximum number of units that you can have in an army. Probably something like 3. Congratulations, you now have a new army. You can send to explore. You need to limit the number of armies as they also have upkeep cost. Is it the units or the fact that I have an army that's giving me upkeep cost? Origa has many ruins to search. They can provide you with rewards. Oh, I like the sound of that. Technically dust is nanites, but magic, it's close enough. Yeah, I'm a little turned off by the fantasy setting here. Well, I'm a lot turned off. I don't like fantasy as a setting. But, yeah, there's exceptions to that, obviously. Old Man Saga was definitely fantasy. It is now up to you to decide when to end your turns. Oh, that's a dangerous amount of responsibility. Explore. White dots indicate the army's path. The yellow ones for those in following turns. You can maintain right-click while mousing over the map to simulate. No end to what these people can do. Well, I already know what's down here, so why don't we go and jaunt on over to here? They look so stupid. Okay, there's a lot of things on the map here. It's a whole lot more populated than anything I saw in Civilization, but I haven't played that game for 14 years or so, so I'm full of outdated info on that. Endless Legend has some traps you can fall into, especially if you come from Civ, but I really like the game. It's the best 4X in my opinion, says Raoul in Dark Bane. Christ. Right, when exploring with your army, white dots indicate the... Oh, we've already been through that. But I already did this. End your turn, yes. I appreciate how fast the end turn is. I hope it remains that fast in the main game. Keep exploring until you find some shining ruins. Alright then. Was there a way to quickly get to my army? Ooh. I like this kind of layered map approach. Crusader Kings 3 did it very well. Yeah, this feels very board game-like. Alright, let's go and check out these ruins then, shall we? These are not ruins. This is a minor village. So what do you want me to look at? Maybe it was pointing at something in particular. Yeah, it was looking at these ruins. Alright, maybe I should go over there then. Gonna be spending a lot of turns marching over there, I imagine. Turns where my city is languishing, but that's okay. We're in Tutorialville here. Get out of here. Well, I can take this opportunity to figure out exactly what moving my workers does. What do they do? How does this work? +2 from the star, +1. Ah. Give me 5 of those, 4 of those, 4 of those. In the end, it's all about money, right? Show me the money. Although, if I had a lot of food coming in, then population growth would be fast. Ah, forget it. Make me all the money. And Space Marines keep moving. Select your army. Get to it. Took so long, I got my research and my construction done. So go and search this place. It was worth the effort, we got 30 dust. I'm not sure if that's worth it when I have thousands in the bank, but okay. Ruins can give you unexpected rewards, or nothing. That's like a wild card. As you play, you will discover different ways to increase your chances of getting a reward. Ruins may also give you quests. To explore more rapidly, you may want to split your army. Oh, that sounds dangerous. Split your army, then right-click on the map. In a similar way, you can merge two armies very well. As movement points, note that splitting and merging cost movement points, right, so I can't do that endlessly. What a shame. There's no available army nearby, or no world positions available where to spawn a new army. Really? Oh, maybe I'm just out of movement points. I would like to try that out, though. It's time for you to make contact with a native minor faction living in your region. Looks like an elven city. We should burn it down. One minor faction per region, living in 1 to 3 villages. They contain militia for their defense. They may also spawn roaming armies. Use the parley with them. All the villages in the region will instantly be pacified, no longer create hostility, so I could parley with them and then burn them all down? Sounds about right. Stand next to a village. Oh. The Sisters of Mercy. A small but respected nation living simply the well in their solidly constructed towns. Recent offshoot of other humanoid peoples, they're content to dedicate their efforts to giving mercy where and how they deem it's most needed. Well, let's parley with them. Okay, no, I can't hit attack. Tribe leader needs your help. A hostile monster. Ah, we gotta do their homework for them. They lack the military power to stop them. If you wipe out the threat, they will view you as a savior and give us 5 die, a luxury resource. I see. Open a quest by the... Okay. Here we can view our quests. Oh, there's quite a lot on this. What's all this about? You can hover the cursor over the quest to get more details about completion. You can also pin. It'll be displayed. Yeah, let's pin that thing. Chink. Ah, it's up there. Good thing I didn't keep the chat up in the top right then. Go back to the world map. Very well. The quest marker indicates the ruins you have to go to for this quest. Complete the Sisters of Mercy quest in order to pacify all villages in the region. I will get right on that. Which means we want to go over to there. It'll take a few turns. It feels like it's warning me, do you really want to end your turn? Because I click on it and it goes, yeah, maybe not. Don't particularly matter though, just keep going. Also, you guys even moving? There we go. Nice of them to let me just march my army through their home. Oh, it's warning me that I don't have any technology researched, or in the queue. Ah, that explains why this thing suddenly popped up. Okay, well we researched getting more money. What else would we possibly want? What is that thing again? Is that science? It's probably science. Give me the science then. I know what I'm doing. Sometimes. Right, quest updated, Defender of the Weak to pacify, help these hapless neighbours against their depredations of the monster. You found it. Ah, okay, we get a reward for searching, and then we're going to get some titanium if we actually pacify the monsters. Make sure the monster is killed. Okay. Well, that looks like the monster. You can now attack the army. Any army or any attack will cost 1 action point. Can only use one action point per turn. Oof. It says 1 out of 1, so surely you get more as time goes on. Right, you're about to launch into battle against an army. Here's your encounter panel. Battles take place directly on the terrain. Sure. Depending on the balance of power in the terrain, you may prefer to play a simulated one or auto. Default army strategy can be selected. Set it more precisely unit by unit. Well, I'm not sure I have the wherewithal to make such decisions, but offense is the best defense. There are heroes around, and this is the Rumbler. How does he compare to a Marine? 47, 21... Oh, well, he's pretty weak. I'm sure we'll bring him down, no problem. Seems like we can only do manual here. Do I actually have to manually do these fights? Whoa, this just took a turn for the worse. Right, welcome to the battleground. During the deployment phase, your units spread out, and your army is positioned across the tile, shaded with the colour of your empire. All units start by taking default positions. Your opponent's units' positions only an estimation. Alright, let's get you moving around then. You see everything about you. Defense reduces attack odds, initiative, strike first, damage, speed. I'm never going to remember all this, so there's no point even reading it. Ranged capacity, do we have that? Yeah, we do. Ah, right, we have guns. Don't know why that surprises me. Deployment phase enables you to change the positions of units at will. I assume they can go anywhere within the blue tiles that I have. So I could... Oh, is that... Ah yeah, this is still deployment phase, so I can deploy wherever. Well, might as well take the high ground. On the other side of a river, no less. That's probably good for us. Then press ready once you're happy. Ready. Ready. Ah, ready. You've now entered the first targeting phase. Initiative bar, ordered... okay, well... One thing I'm learning here is that I would just want to have this on auto-resolve each time, because this looks like a snooze fest. For each unit, you can also choose between 1 of 3 strategies. Okay, I'm learning that I don't like this. Just get out of here. Battles last 6 rounds maximum. So what happens if we go over that? Hey, I forgot about you guys. You guys want to move up here? Then we'll have this guy sandwiched. Oh no, that's targeting. Maybe you could move here and then still target him? Ah, whatever, just shoot the thing to death. Felled our target. Okay, that whole routine looked like ass, so let's make sure we never fight another battle again. Congratulations, you won your first battle. The troubadours prepare their songs. Whatever the result, surviving units gain experience. From the enemy units killed, earned experience equally shared amongst units. 6.8 experience. Right, draw situations can also occur where there are survivors on both sides. Another battle can be launched. Good to know. Let's get out of this. So we survived the battle, killed the monster, all villages in the... Ooh, oh well. Well, they're all pacified at least, so hopefully I can go and burn them down with impunity now. After closing notifications, collect your city. Yeah, we've kind of ignored our city for a while, haven't we? The effect of the pacification. Oh. This village has been pacified and rebuilt. Adds 1 to the city population and gives a bonus to the production of units from this minor faction. If the minor faction in this village is assimilated, each pacified village offers an incremental bonus. So maybe burning them down isn't always the best option, but I'm sure it's always the best option. Oh, good for us. The Empire screen, global dashboard, review, Empire status, critical Empire-wide decisions. Good thing I'm going through this tutorial. A lot of this would just be lost on me. I mean, it's basic of basics, but still need to know it. You've received luxury resources, 15 different kinds of it. Once used, they stay active for a number of turns. So what, we boost ourselves with them somehow? Okay, so for 10 turns, we get 50% extra, is that order or influence? Oh, and happiness. Booster call. Oh, okay, so I need 10 of them to do that boost. Each major faction has its own affinity and traits and all sorts of things there. Good for us. Here you'll find all the Empire bonuses currently applied. Every 20 turns, all empires can set at the same time an empire plan. Powerful boni that will affect your empire and the next empire plan. Opening the status screen, review your progress. And we could also assimilate those factions. A lot of things to do here. Good for us. At least one of their villages must be pacified within your empire. You've recently pacified villages in your region. Left click on the assimilation. We can assimilate them for 30 influence. Health regen per pacified and rebuilt thing in the empire. Doesn't sound too good, but maybe it's better than I think it is. Whatever the case, we gobble them up. Oh, okay, so it's per... well, that sounds alright. Doesn't this game get a little too close to Civ for your taste, says Baskinger? I'm giving it a chance in spite of that. For now, you don't have enough dye. Okay, well, what a shame. Go back to your city to learn about luxury extract... We're laying it on a bit thick here. Do I need to know all of this to get going with the game? There's the dye. Let's go and extract that dye. Like most constructions, extractors usually require specific technologies. You have a small amount of titanium. So we go and look at the army and units things. Individual costs, upkeep. You'll be able to double click an army to locate it on the map. Right, that's nice. Okay, maybe it's not letting me do that while this is up. In addition, the military screen is also where you edit existing unit designs. I can design my own units. A lot of health on you, but where's the damage output? Try you out. Here you can edit unit designs that will then become available in a list of possible constructions. All these fantastical items here. Alright, so we can make our own... That holds a bit of appeal to me. Once you're happy with your design, enter a name. Very good. And end your turn when you are ready. Excellent. Did it warn me that there's something I haven't done? Ah well, doesn't matter. New Empire plan will be unlocked in 6 turns. Save some influence if you want to implement critical policies. Okay. Now's the time to learn more about heroes, very special and powerful units. Main banner, academy screen. Academy screen, all heroes, Empire listed. Unlike standard units, heroes can get injured, cannot be killed. Unkillable, you say? To be of use, a hero has to be assigned to an army as a general, or to a city as a governor, depending on their profile and hero skills. They'll give different bonuses for da-da-da-da-da. Left click on inspect, or double click on the hero. Right, so this is your name Mazari, or is your name Avara Lasmak? That is a tiny and pitiful looking crossbow. Unlike standard units, they can instantly equip new items as long as they're in the academy or located within your territory. Immediately spend the resources required to change their equipment. Left click on the skill tree to learn about hero EXP. Skill tree. Skill tree. Each level, heroes learn 1 additional skill point. Skills, hero XP, unit, construction, army general. In normal games, more advanced features will be revealed. Good. This covers the basics. Whew, okay. End your turn and lead your empire. I will do exactly that. Oh, I even got an achievement for it, because I've been to boot camp. Okay, that was a lot to take in. Thankfully, a lot of it was incredibly basic. I wonder how much this background thing here is indicative of the game. I'm gonna guess not much. Alright, well, let's go for it. Hopefully there's some people in chat that knows the game a bit better than me and can give some pointers for how to choose what we're playing as here. We've got a bunch of factions. Oh, how can I say no to the Draken? The answer is I cannot. We get to choose our colour as well. Flamboyant pink. Lock or unlock this slot? Should I have so many AI empires? Marvin is telling me that Draken is not a good starting race. Draken like diplomacy. What does it say about Draken? Hack hack. If I had known that there was a Draken race here, I would have set up a fake out to Draken, and nobody would have seen it coming. Ah, squandered opportunity. I haven't done such a good fake out that people haven't seen coming in too long. I think the best one was actually Draken into a Hat of Time. Some people still don't realise that I ran a Hat in Time as a weekly one-shot because of that. Regardless, scholars, Draken, prize lore, history, wisdom, few in number, exceedingly powerful. They do not seek war. Well, that's a straight up no. Broken lords, faction of knights dependent on dust for survival. They exist only as spirits wrapped in great suits of armour. Noble warriors who wear polished armour of chivalry and adhering to the idea. I like the sound of this quite a lot. They have lost much of their humanity and are immaterial. If you select Empire, you should be able to see their bonuses. Oh, this is a much better selection screen. Settlers, backbones, stalwarts, mainstay backbones. The rider. What the hell is he riding? The Dust Bishop. The traits are the most important thing. Appetite for dust. Living things, whether or not they have bodies, require energy source. In this case, it is only dust. We cannot see, gather, or use food. We only use dust to create. Cannot use hit point regeneration. Can use dust to heal. Dust efficiency. Advanced armor. This race is basically infinite money. I do like the sound of infinite money. Ah well, let's not overcomplicate this thing with choices now. Let's try and limit the amount of empires here as well. I'm not looking for something overburdening. A couple of AI factions. We're definitely playing on something really easy. A houseplant could beat it at chess. If this was Henry V, the French would have won at Agincourt. If the British had been like this, the US would still be a colony. Every battle will feel like the Bulge. Threaten me with a good time. So this is what it felt like to go up against Attila and Genghis Khan. If this was Leonidas, he might have won Thermopylae. Ye shall not. Oh man, I'm torn between newbie and easy. Either way, I'm going to need it nice and easy. I am a newbie, I shouldn't feel any shame about trying it out, but I'll put it on easy regardless. Game speed. Fast-paced game. Nah, we'll just do it normal. Custom factions. Name is your own... Oh, you can make your own factions in this game. These are often carefully crafted and tied to players' preferred style, thus they tend to give an advantage. How's Pokemon going, says Calmist. I don't know what you want me to tell you there. It's going. I have learnt the might of mighty Yena. Oh, this looks too advanced. Get me out of there. Give me a small map befitting of this. World shape? You know, one of the things I really hate about the world creation in games like this is it just islands and islands and islands. How about we have no ocean? What is Pangaea? Single landmass and a vast... Oh, that sounds fine enough, actually. Regular... There's probably no point messing with any of these. How long until this lasts, Jake? I actually want to watch that poke. I have no idea. I could dump this game in 5 minutes or in 5 hours, depends how it catches me. It's worth noting that back when I played Civilization, I did actually play it quite a bit, but I was playing Civilization Revolutions. It did catch hold of me, but I eventually got sick of it and really started to see its faults. Okay, let's just fight these two easy peasy AIs, see where it takes us. Exploiting this terrain can be critical to your success. Choose the position of your city carefully, taking into account anomalies, rivers, lakes, etc. Isn't it the case, though, that if you wait for more than one turn in setting up your city, you're just going to be at one snowballing disadvantage, because everyone else is going to have their money and other resources rolling in already?
We were different once.
Oh?
We fought, drank, and loved as mortal beings. But our world changed and we faced a stark choice. Alter our bodies or perish. Yet survival is not the same as life. Now we are prisoners of the armor that binds us and the dust that sustains us. We must drain dust, drain energy, or die. Where is our honor now, Lords of the Amber Plains? And what matters more? To reclaim our honor, or sustain our bodies?
Alright, let's get surviving then. Peace be to you, and to you may our conversations be both civil and frequent. Wait, we've encountered someone else already? Oh, we've encountered the Draken! Cold War. During this period, empires can attack each other's armies within non-colonized regions without declaring war on each other. An empire can freely attack enemies in its region. Roam freely in the regions of other empires. Okay, good for us. Murder Draken, says Jagger. Now, Draken must always live on. Can I negotiate with you? I could declare war. Oh, it costs influence to declare war. Who would have thought? Close the borders. Send him a compliment. Oh, we're not like that. Send him a warning. The point of all this is a little lost on me, so let's just back away. Maybe this world is a little smaller than I'd even thought. So here's us. How did we encounter the Draken people already? Maybe they have something that makes them speak to everybody to begin with. So let's see what we remember about this. We were meant to go somewhere and find the goodies. Wasn't there a way to see all the goodies on the map? Oh man, I managed to forget that already. They've got all these... I'm sure there was a way to see all the things. Of course, I'm more interested in dust than anything else at this point. The bottom right, Jake. Encountered. Show and hide details of the game notifications. That's not what I'm after. Game menu. We put in the hexagonal grid there. Why not? That's what I'm looking for. Okay, note the lack of food available. I like this mineral-rich area. I like that. Actually, the place that we have starting off here looks pretty damn good. Because we've got ourselves this temple ruin, industry, plenty of dust, plenty of science. Although, a lot of delicious things around here. But what the hey, let's just set up right here. Found a city in this region. Sure. Yeah, there's 4 dust there, but there's plenty of dust to be had around here as it is. So, catching. Yeah, these guys get to work fast, and they build elaborate structures. It's kind of hard to see, though. Can I get off of that? That is one busy thing. I just want to admire our city, but okay. I guess not. So with the city set up, I guess I should do the things. The things like, how do I just select the city? I feel like I'm just selecting you. No hero. Food isn't ducats. An army marches on its bank balance. Amen to that. Holy moly, what a load of bonuses here. Terrain, use dust to create, dust to heal. Ah, I get all these buffs for playing on easy. That's what's filling it up here. Fair enough then, I don't mind that. I am new to the game, so I don't feel too bad for playing on easy peasy mode. Comprehensive list of your cities. Here we go, here's what I was looking for. The implication seemed to be that it's a good thing to build this Founder's Memorial on the very first place that you do set up. And I have a lot of industry coming in. Seems like a nice boost to be had, so why not? You cannot afford... Oh, I'm not giving a lot of money to start us off with. Stalwarts. Salting the earth. Sometimes everything in a city must be destroyed in the population. Let's not do the Dominions 4 mistake I made, where I started raiding my own city. Pillaging, that's what I did. I don't have units to send out at sea. No, I got these 2 stalwarts, don't I? And do they still have movement? I'm not sure, but I'd like to know more about... Right, is the implication here that the enemy is beyond this? I'm going to assume that it is. Let's head over in this direction, see what there is to see. Oh, you can move quite far. 1, 2, 3, 4. And we find all this stuff. Good for us. Right, anything else I should be caring about? Yes, the science. As they circulate through the sky and land, the waters collect and carry dust. Studies of the presence of dust in natural water improves its identification and collection. Need an exploited river tile to be built. +2 dust on terrain with river during summer. That sounds like quite a lot. Sea or lake during... I'm probably going to need science as we go along, so let's get working on that science. Anything else I need to care about, game? Don't know what it wants me to do with this, so just get out of here. Okay, the quakes and fires appear to be over. We lost a city and are now homeless. I think we just built ourselves a new home. We're strong, we're unbowed. The first step is to secure a new home. Found a city, build an army, explore the ancient places, for our experience tells us this. If it tells us nothing else, the ancient ruins scattered across the map are places of great knowledge, great wealth, and great danger. We must explore and exploit. Any place of great value will be guarded with creatures of great strength. Exploration will take our mind off of our condition, and this new method of dealing with dust is expensive and difficult to exploit. This new way of draining living souls to sustain our own forms, it goes against who we are. And yet it is easy. Well, I would just change who we are then. Build an army and explore the area around your new city. Explore carefully. A hero. Escort a broken lord's hero with at least 3 infantry to inspect the temple ruins. Makes sense. Are these the temple ruins? They are the temple ruins. Well, do I just still have you selected? I think I do. So that tells me I actually need to create a new unit and get a hero. Well, that guy looks absolutely happy with the whole situation. It's like a happy version of the Mystery of the Druids guy. Well, good for him. That probably means that I need these fellows to march their way back and grab that hero. How do I do that whole hero thing again? Hero... Oh, you already have this hero. Ah, I see. I see. Well, I know I need to build it up. How do I select this city? Ah, right, we select the box there to get it. I need to make myself another bunch of stalwarts. I don't have the dust to instantly have them created, but I will eventually. And it doesn't look like we can just go and explore this thing, can we? It's said to use at least 3 units, but I'm sure we'll be okay with 2. Ah, see, we get 70 dust for our worries there. Excellent. But there are more temple ruins over there, which it probably wants me to go and check out on. Escort Rogna to inspect the temple ruins. Why is it limiting me to having to have 3 next to me? I don't know, but whatever. Let's carry on. You don't get the quest progress if you don't bring 3 units. Units take time and money. Well, we got the extra money, so let's just instantly buy our stalwarts. So they'll still be done next turn. I'll just progress the time. I'm probably wasting a lot of opportunity by blasting through turns like that, but I don't really care. I'm sure we'll figure it out. So what was it here again? Some way to merge our units. The unit is inside here, and I have to... There's no position available. Does that mean I have to get you guys inside? Transfer units to the garrison of a nearby location. And now you're all here, so I can grab you and say, get an army going? No, doesn't want me to do that. Do I have to unassign the hero? Smack them into the academy? And then select you? Why can't I put you together with an army? Not enough movement points. Did I use all my movement points putting them in there? I don't know. I really don't know. Probably, because now I can do it. Got our public library, so let's get ourselves some... Ooh, I don't know. Happy City. Happy Approval. Reduces by 10% the odds of loot, nothing, searching ruins. Get loot or revenge. Yeah, go for it. Let's create a search party. Okay, let's try this again. Create a new army. Assign the hero. I can't search this, but I'm sure I could search this. It's not immediately apparent, Jake, but you need to buy population rather than wait for them to grow. The button is in the top middle of the city's UI screen. Thanks for that. Okay, we explored the city ruins. Is that our... Uh-oh. Did I just ruin this by checking it out with only 2 units? Because I can't go and check that out now. Let's see. Buy population for 52. Sure, why not? Can I buy another for 52? No, looks like it goes up by a considerable amount each time. Clearly I want more dust to get on it. It wants you to search a specific ruin. Well, this is temple ruins, and this is temple ruins. Maybe it wants me to look at this temple ruins. Is there a way to check exactly which temple ruins it wants me to do? Where was that under? Here we go. Oh, wait, yeah. Okay. I understand now, I think. Go and mosey our way over there. Off you guys trot. One of your cities does not produce anything. Smezroth. It doesn't produce anything. Looks to me like it produces plenty of stuff. Maybe it wants me to be constructing something, though. Oh, the public library has to be built. Ah. Ooh, I want my Empire Mint, of course. I probably want to build out the boroughs as well, though, to get access to all this stuff around me. I mean, look at all this money. 4 there, 3 there, 3 there. Give me those boroughs. Perhaps I should even have the boroughs done first. Like that we drag and drop on that. Yeah, get the borough streets up and then get the Empire Mint going. All seems well and good to me. Now it won't complain about me computing the turn. Seems relatively fast on the computing turn. Maybe it'd be slower with more AIs. It's one of the things I was really not particularly fond of when it came to... what was the game? Total War Warhammer. You could go away and make a cup of tea whilst the turns were computing. These people look significantly less friendly. They generate energy not from food, but from... It seems no one around here eats. They live in cold, dry, barren areas. Their form is defined by a very dense and resistant skeleton. Energies of fire and dust coalesce. Okay, well, good for them. We're in Cold War, right? I can still march through everything I want. What's this thing? Can I go and explore this? Oh, I could just straight up attack it. If the target is a minor faction village, it will be pacified, but it will not bring in other bonuses until it's rebuilt. Is there a way to just talk to them? This village is hostile and can represent a threat. The number indicates how many units are garrisoned. So is there no way to pacify these like we did with the strange ladies in the tutorial? You need to research tech to talk to them first. Parley is a tech. Which one was Parley? Unlocks the action Parley on Empire. Right, well, I'll probably consider doing that once we have finished our search party. I doubt these people are going to be too much of a problem for us. Oh, but it seems like I have to go through here. I don't have movement points yet anyway, so let's see if I can just go past it. Oh yeah, I can just... Don't mind me, just wandering through your supposedly aggressive area here. The Geysers Anomaly. Scientific and industrious. There was something previously about setting up exploitation thingamajiggers. I've forgotten how that worked, but I'm sure it's not important. Alright, we're still just carrying on. This seems kind of zen. Maybe it's the music, but... although I initially said, damn, this game looks ugly, there's actually something quite serene about it all. Off we trot. Let's go and have a look at these geysers. I'm sure that tickles. Am I actually going to be able to interact with it from up here? No. No, I should not have taken the scenic route. Oh well, scenic route I took. From just wandering around, this incredibly happy guy has gained experience. Okay, so can I give you something? Can I give you the strength of the wild? A grueling training regime, mild opiates permit the hero to wear more armor. Indiana Bones. That's... Reduces by 10% the odds to loot nothing after a search. I hate finding nothing on a search, so let's do that. Was that all I could do with you? I guess you only got the one skill point, fair enough. Alright, out we come from that. Alright, excellent. Now I can go and get my Harley and bribe. Wait, I don't recall doing anything about an alchemist's furnace. Was I looking up that? I don't recall doing you. Does that mean that I never... Oh, that means I'm doing you now and then... Okay, clearly missing something there. Right. So we've checked it out. Build an army and explore the area around your new city carefully. That's just generally what we're doing here. The door remains closed and the mechanisms require quantities of dust to open. Gather 80. Well, you just gave me 80. Try to open the portal once again. Well, I think you used your action point doing that, didn't you? No, no. Just get to it. Defeat the army protecting the ruins. I'm sure we're going to crush them. They don't have a hero. They're just a daemon. Starts the battle with an AI deciding the moves for you. That sounds a whole lot better than playing this. You have encountered a minor faction, the Yotus. Yes. Hold on, I'm missing the action here. Get out of here. There's my hero. I'm not sure you're going to be of particular help if you're just running up there, guys. I'm busy fighting the daemon. He has the high ground as well. It costs me money to restore health if I recall right, so my poor hero here is in for a bad time. Alright, go and shank the thing. Oh, that's pathetic. So I believe I was asked earlier about my feelings on hexes, if I just don't like the look of them, if I don't like them mechanically, and like I said, yes. There we go, we've shanked Daemon to death. Hopefully we can absorb its soul or something. Alright, so far I'm actually really quite liking the exploration and building up, but the combat in this game is complete ass. Maybe it gets better, I'm not sure, I'll give it the chance. Okay, so there we go, destroyed all that. You have unearthed an endless artifact in poor condition. Appears to be part of a larger construction. The question is how to restore it. Well, that's a question, not a task. And Alex is confirming that the combat does indeed not get better. Oh, we got ourselves an archaeologist. It was something that we got researched for us. It is of great value to study the artifacts. 20% research cost. Reduction for Era 1 technologies and empire. Well, that sounds very good. The nobles are unhappy. I understand their reasoning. We try to rebuild our nation and survive the changes in our planet, but the exploitation of dust is slow and expensive. To simply leech life from others is fast, easy, and gives one a feeling of power. It is a heady thrill. It gives sensation of virility and perception, almost invincible. Excuse me. Getting the hiccups just reading this. Right, Marquis Saluzzo is perhaps the worst. Don't give me this inner strife, just point me to the people and I'll drain their souls. Mysteries of the planet's past likely give keys to your future, improve your scientific knowledge, help decrypt them. Research 8 techs of Era 1. Apparently I'm at 0 out of 8, but I'm pretty sure I've researched 3 things by now. And we get ourselves titanium. I forget what that was useful for. Probably not that important. Who cares? Right, apparently I can still search this thing. Didn't I already search this? Why can I search it again? Can you search places infinitely? It's still got glowing stuff going on with it. Whatever, you've got an action point. Go and tell me what's in there. Delusions of grandeur. Progress is not merely in science, and putting science to practical work. To leave a great legacy for history, assuming there will be a future, you need to bring your people into a modern era by improving their level of industry. Oh, this is a new quest that this thing has given me, for some odd reason. Produce 40 industry in one of your cities for 10 turns. That's a hefty ask. Alright, well now that we've explored that, Where do we go from here? There's just some more nasty looking folks over here. Perhaps I should go up and around for a bit. Go and see what's up there in those significantly nicer looking planes. As to the city, I've been ignoring you for a wee while, but we're still working on those butters. Buying things immediately just sounds so good to me, but perhaps if anything it's units that I should be producing on the double. But if I make the mint now, I'll get more money immediately, so I'll just buy it now. I wonder if that stops the borough streets from progressing for the next turn. Titanium extractor. Costs 60 things, but gives me titanium. What else could I extract around here? If ruins have a quest, then you can explore it once for quests and once for a ruin. Why can I extract you, but not anything else? Is that because I have some kind of tech that allows me to do that? Yes, somehow I got this alchemist furnace thing. Titanium extractor. Does it cost a lump sum of industry, or will it always cost me 60 industry to have it going? I don't know, I'm gonna put it down there anyway. Show me the titanium. And yeah, I know I can buy population, but I don't have the dust for it right now. Yeah, so we've been told about this. I've done all this stuff, right? Just wasting time being here. Ancestors, faction bred for blood sports. Rudimentary intelligence, great ferocity. Held together more by fear and strength than by sophisticated social bonds. Ooh. Earning extra vision. Oh, I'm sure it's fine. Right, we got our mint. The borough streets are coming. I can get myself some more pop. Make me more money. I always need more money. And this thing is still under construction, so I'm assuming it's just a one-off 60 cost of industry to get you operational. Assumption is what I do. It looks like the borough streets did continue on. Good. I wonder what the priority of using up my in industry is. Who gets it first, you or the borough streets? Right, you folks, go and tell me what's up there. Can I have you walk here and then take more steps afterwards? Looks like I can. Anomaly. What's going on in this anomaly? It's not something I can explore. I guess I can only explore things that have that beam of light coming out the top of them. That's not a beam of light, or is it? I think it is. I can't get over how much I thought the game looked ugly when I first fired it up, but now I think it's just really serene. Anything else to care about before we move on? Maybe, but we move on regardless. The streets are operational, the titanium extractor... Right, so you're next up. Doesn't look like you've drank anything from my well of industry. So with my boroughs, which I put here, I'm now getting all the dust and science that this river affords me. Does that mean I could build more boroughs? Ah, the cost goes up and up and up per borough, I understand. How about the settler cost? Massive industry costs one of our population. Now this is a strategy I used a lot in Civilization. I would just keep pumping out settlers, keeping very low population cities, but having loads of them. And it never failed me. Okay, so here's something worth checking out. Unspoiled Ruins. Maybe you've got some goodies for me. It was worth the effort. We've got 5 glass steel. The heck is glass steel? Sprouting entangled fronds, vines, when heated, in sealed vats with sundry chemicals, can be drawn out into incredibly strong filaments that have myriad uses, such as garroting wire. Of course. Where can I see a list of all my goodies? I'm sure there was something here that showed all the fancy items that you have. Yeah, here it was, wasn't it? Glass steel is a strategic resource. What does it mean by strategic resources? Exploited to build new improvements or upgrade units and things. Okay, good for them. Extra food with the spices. Well, I don't need spices. Maybe I can sell them to somebody. Hey, maybe I can make friendly with the Draken to go against the bony people. Do I have any diplomacy that can be done? Or do I need to research how to speak for that? Honestly, who's to say? Here are the Yotai, but I can't really speak to them yet. Earth Tower is an anomaly, but I was just told that anomalies are not things that I interact with. Saunter over here for a bit. The bony people were a minor faction. Oh, were they now? New minor faction, the Hurnas. There's a lot of minor factions around here. Ranged orc things known for belligerence and skill with a bow. Okay. Ooh, more things for me to go and pillage. Let's get over there. It's getting expensive to get more people, but at least the dust is flowing in rather nicely. I'm really not sure if getting this titanium is particularly good for me, but how would you look at that? By exploiting it, we're also going to get extra dust. And I'm told we want dust. You can put minor factions to work in your cities and make them into army fodder. Yes, I wouldn't mind that, but I'm trying to learn how to talk to them first. How's that going, anyway? Search party will be done in one turn, and then I will have a couple of turns to get my parlaying going. Okay. I think when this came up before, it automatically chose my next research, and it made it be that titanium exploitation thing. I probably had to turn that off before going for the search party. But what's done is done. Let's go and get ourselves whatever this is. Ah, 30 dust. It's not a lot. But it's something. I wonder if I'm going a bit too far away from my home here. I am certainly going a bit far. And I'll probably want this army to go and talk to these other people when I can parlay and such. I could deal with the Jotus shortly. A new empire plan will be unlocked in 6 turns. Save some influence. I have decent influence, probably. No, Jake, you'd clicked on the alchemy thing on the research screen and queued it up without realizing. Ah, okay. That also sounds reasonable. Let's go around these people. God, there are tons of these minor factions. Just hang out there, we'll parlay with these guys next turn. Is this thing built yet, by the way? Will I be warned that I'm not building anything if I don't get on that? Maybe I should have an extra person working this so I get more coming in to have this done. See, it says that it costs 60, but it doesn't tell me how far along I am in it, just that it's 1 turn to go. Is it suddenly 2 turns to go? Still 1 turn. So am I missing out by not queuing something after it? Did I not build my public library? Is there a way to see what's already built here? Available constructions, construction queue, governor, garrison. Is there a limit to the amount of things that I can build in this place as well? So many questions and I don't have the answers. City info, content, improvements. browse. Browse the list of things that we have. So I already have my memorial. Oh, I can destroy them. And I already have my mint. Good to know that I have my priority set. I guess we always have City Hall. And Palace? Maybe I don't. I don't know. Buildings are unlimited, districts are restricted by population. Buying population is a great mechanic. That's a good reminder that I should really buy another pot. Get on that. Did the world just move? No, I finished my titanium extractor, and the public library is being worked on next. So now I have titanium coming in. What I can do with it, I have no clue. Can I parlay yet? Oh man, I thought we had our parlay done. I don't want to hang around here all day, but I guess I could pop out by 2 and then come back a bit just to explore a bit more and then still be able to talk to these weird Yotus people. Nice that the game warns me if I'm forgetting something though. He's gained enough experience by walking around, so he's just so happy, look at him. Hero keeps his army focused with constant schedule of training drills. Experience all units. Double recovery speed from the disabled state of the hero. What? I thought we couldn't regenerate health except for with money. Look at this poor guy, he's wounded. And I don't know how I'm meant to heal him up. I'm sure there's a way. I'm sure we'll find a way. Maybe some more defense on him. You know, just... Oh wait, can these be leveled up further? Level 2. Increased by 5% the odds to get loot or an event. Oh, maybe this just doubles down on it. Yeah, sure, go for it. Give me more. Disabled is when your hero dies. You can buy them back with dust or wait 20 turns. 10 with that perk. Ah, cheers. So now wait, I still can't parlay? How in God's name do I parlay with these people? Or do I need to build something to be able to figure out how to parlay? Wait, we're still researching the language square? How long is this going to take? Oh, okay. Still another couple of turns to do it. Oh well, we'll get it done and then talk to these weirdos. There we go. So... Sewers... Exploit... Yeah, surely this is good. I've got a lot of exploited river tiles. Only during summer, though. Lots of different extractors that can be done, including gold extractor. Mercenaries... Military science, fortification... I've already got the public library and the furnace. And the archaeology. Tier 1 weapons made of titanium or glass steel. I have both of those things. Maybe I should make some of those, although how I make them I do not know. And now I can parlay with you. Oh, they want my glass steel. Okay, many nations use the same word for stranger and enemy. This tribe seeks some specific resources in order to develop their art and industry. Obtain them, improve relations between your people. I think I only have 5 glass steel, so that might not be possible. Let's get rid of that. Jake, is it worth it to queue up more armies? I have no idea. No idea at all. I don't feel the need to have more of them right now. Although going out and exploring more would probably be nice. The fact that they cost upkeep's a bit yeah for me wanting to make more of them. Where was it again? Yeah, so I have 5 glass steel. I probably need to go and find more for them. That's worth keeping in mind. So if you are the Yotus people, and these are the Urnas people, now maybe I can talk to the Gilidrius people. Maybe they're more more open to parley with me. Bribe them, it will be pacified immediately, but at a cost. Ah, I could always bribe them instead of giving them that glass steel. Minor faction is dismissive of your power, given that they are pathetic in comparison to your lordly brilliance. Other people have the same excellent opinion of you. Things would go more smoothly. Pacify them, all those village fools with the glory of your empire. Colonize in Wisted. Maybe this is just something that always happens if you try to talk to people outside of your range? I don't know. Tell you what I do know, though, is that I'm not giving these people glass steel. I'm just going to force them to be my friends. There we go. You failed. That's fine. I managed to do what I needed to do. So now that these people are pacified... What do you mean pacified, but no one controls it? Bribe only pacifies. If there are more in the region, you need to bribe them too. Pacify by quest is all village... Ah... I see, I see. Okay, well, the more you know. Maybe I should be doing people that are closer to home. Still a lot of stuff here that I haven't even looked at. So let's go and check it out. Do I have a spare hero? Hang on, I could have assigned this... No, this is the one guy that I do have. How do I get more heroes then? Don't know. Nothing is being constructed, so perhaps I should... Well, maybe I should consider getting myself another settler and go out and make another city. More income is probably good income. We could go out here and get ourselves a nice wee secondary city set up in this area. That sounds like an idea. Oh, but I could have more boroughs. I could make this into like some kind of super city. Heavens knows what I'd exploit from here. We seem to like the river tiles though, don't we? Ah, look at the industry that can be had over here on the tundra grass. 2, 2, 2, and 6 right there. That sounds pretty good, but it's going to eat up a lot of turns. The 5 icon in the top left is where you hire heroes. There we go, costs me to heal him up. Well, why not? Let's keep him in tip-top shape. He still appears to be wounded, though. What happened there? Hiring heroes needs to be researched, alright. Screw the borough. I'm going to get myself a new settler. And I probably want a couple of stalwarts to go with him. You know, just in case he gets jumped out there. As for you, you need to go and deal with more of these pathetic people. And working on his allies. Very good. Oh, what a zen game. I didn't expect this to be so relaxing. Maybe my attitude towards that will change when I start encountering others. Alright, the plan. What is the plan? What is all this? Right, so we expand each of these in a direction, costing us 20 points each. But I can't go 2 directions here. Maybe there's a limit on how much we can do this. Dust is probably important to me, so I should probably get more dust per person per city. Unit cost reduction. Ah, that sounds good. Vision on units also sounds good. All sounds good. Oh well, that'll do. Great way to dump that influence. I can only assume. Alright, you folks, you're meant to be getting down here. Get over here and talk to these weirdos and then explore more of this for me. It's been quite some time since you last activated a resource booster, and it can be a great advantage. Yeah, the problem is spices give me food, and I'm not sure I care about that, so no thanks. What do we have here? Igloo larva. Strange breed of worm grows an igloo-like shell around itself, then abandons it. Huts for living, storage, emergency shelter. Doesn't sound like lots of dust to me. How about you folks? You want to parlay with me? The tribe leader wants proof that you're a reliable ally. They have brothers imprisoned in a nearby region. Only vague clues. Find them, free them, cement the trust. Their kidnapped brothers are somewhere in a region called Atayu. Locate the Nidia village and destroy it for some titanium, which I already get. Okay, you're going to tell me where that is? I assume you want me to go up here then. The right Nidya village in Atayu. Well, this is clearly Atayu. Do we know of any villages here? Not sure, but whatever the case, we'll go up there and deal with your beloved missing folks there. Can I not pin that quest? Yeah. Oh, you can only have one pinned at a time. I'll give you that one pinned since it's the one I'm most likely to forget about. Are you the village? No, you're just more blessed ruins. A lot of anomalies on the map. It's a very busy map in terms of that. That settler's coming along. Wouldn't mind a bit more pop. Pop is good. Pop is money as well. More pop, more money. More industry to get these new settlers out and rolling as well. Okay, we got ourselves our allies. I wonder if I'm wasting research points by not getting the next research queued up. Advanced armor. Ooh. Oh, we got both of these things. Improved industry. Ah, but these are things I have to build, aren't they? Building things. Experience per turn on army. Our riders. Might be worth figuring out how to get myself some riders. Life, speed, damage, defense. I do like industry though. It'll be summer eventually, I'm sure. Where are we right now? The current season is summer. And it will be... I don't know when the next season will be. It's just that during summer part, which feels a bit like a blur to me. Tell you what, I like the idea of being able to have a gold extractor. We'll get those operational. Now, this is Atayu, but it seems a little bigger than I thought. Don't know how far I have to go for this, but let's go and search this place. Ah, yet another quest. Right, come back to this ruin with a delivery unit in your army, with a minimum of 8 titanium and 8 glass steel to get ourselves a Valiant Lightning crossbow. Okay. Can we not just beat up whoever's here and take it? It would seem not. That doesn't seem like a good use of anyone's time. Oh, hey, here's the Nidia people. We have to go and raise their city to the ground. Very well. Right, we've got the settler. There's stalwarts to be had. Now I wonder if I could just send out the settler on his own, or if I should definitely have the stalwarts made first. Probably a bad idea to send him out on his own. There could be nasties out there, so let's not do that just yet. Let's go and say hello to these people and raise them to the ground. How do I know if it's the right one to burn down or not? They'll put aside their differences and follow your banners. Well, it seems a bit too chaotic to be a reliable tip. You have nothing else to go on. This village could be a useful ally. Yeah, but they're both shining. But then if I ally them, they're probably not going to be happy when I burn them down. Right. Wait, it showed me something was failed there? Cornerstone of diplomacy failed. What was that all about? Oh, the bringing the glass steel things. I didn't want to do it. Right. So I think I need to commit some murder there. And what was showing me the effect of when I fold them into my empire? Is it that effect thing there? No, that's the mountain forest. Maybe there was something somewhere that showed that. I don't know. Right, assimilated minor factions, assimilate, da-da-da-da-da. Well, whatever. I said I'd go and raise these people, so let's go and raise them. I wonder what happens if I parley with them. I can't, because I already have them. Right, well, let's go and burn them to the ground. Apparently the advantage is likely mine. Again, I'll just spectate. Hey, my hero's up at full life again. And we've got our main army of 3 stalwarts. Go and torch them. And don't lose the high ground this time. That is such an awkward movement animation there. Alright, didn't realize we're fighting harpies. Wasn't really reading the description of them though. Goodness, my units are pretty bad. And my hero, on the other hand, oh, he knows how to bring him down. There's some shiny stuff happening on here. I don't know what all the flashy things are, though. Seems pretty good at blocking. Does humankind have better combat than this? Because I really think this combat looks awful. That looks and feels awful. Apparently no, it does not. Are there any good things that people have to say about humankind? All I've heard are things like bland and interesting. Okay. All of them are destroyed, we get experience. And have we done this? Yes, we completed it. Return to the tribe, restore the trust, and gain our titanium that I don't really need. Very good. Get back there. It's got potential. What are you talking about, humankind? I don't really care about things that have potential. That's what you say about a school child who's just useless in every way. Oh, they got potential. Really good potential in your kid there. It's a very belittling comment. Sure looking forward to having these stalwarts ready to rock and roll. Okay, now we can make our open pit mines. Where I'm going to put that, I'm not all that sure. What did I just click on to make this happen? Oh, right, we managed to figure out all these techs. So now, okay. We need to do even more techs. Fascinating. Right, before I forget anything else, let's go and do our wee parlay with you. Right, I've freed your people, you better be my best friends now. All the villages now pacified, you've gained the confidence of the tribe. Okay. Now with that, I should be able to look here and potentially assimilate them. Now what do I get for assimilating these weirdos here? +5 attack. Just +5 attack in general. That does sound quite nice. Humankind is all over the place. The combat is great. Progression is strange, extremely unbalanced, even more than Endless Legends or Endless Space. 50%, 15% extra attack sounds pretty good. How many villages are there? The number of pacified and rebuilt minor faction villages that will be taken in. Only 1. That sounds pretty bad. Why would I even assimilate them? That seems pretty pathetic. I would have been better off just torching these people. Just 1? Yeah, I also get a unit, but is the unit any good? It doesn't look that good. Yeah, you look like a waste of time. Bit better off dealing with other folks. I haven't even explored all this yet, have I? Ooh. These people have leveled up. Now what that level up does, I'm not all that sure. I guess I compare them with a level 1 unit. Okay, level up seems quite considerable here. Good 20% boost to just about everything. Not bad. Not bad at all. Alright, glorious. Get rid of you. Construction of stalwarts complete. Now making more stalwarts. And it's a shame, but integrating you doesn't seem like a good use of my time or energy or anything. Oh, that's right. Thank you for the reminder, game. I have not been researching. And I can almost do this stuff when I research just a bit more. I can make my... Can I make you guys yet? Wait, I haven't been working on you? I thought I was working on the rider. No, I worked on the open pit mine. And look at that, I can queue them up. Mercenaries. Mercenaries probably cost a lot of money. Just taking a guess on that. Oh, it's where I get heroes from. Huh, I thought I'd just get like mercenary units that, I don't know, I can use for a short period of time for extra gold cost. Well, sounds right to me. Want me some nice hero... Oh, crumbs, I didn't need to click there. But click there I did. So these guys shouldn't be hostile to me anymore now that I've pacified them, right? Right. Are these the guys from here? Oh, what is your story? Can't really see their faces, so it's hard to tell what they are. They are still hostile, they just won't spawn. What, did they not get the memo? I just saved some potentially important people here. Well, let's saunter over here, regardless. Stalwart's almost done, and after that I should... Ooh. Ah, we have this area which we can now extract the dye from. Yeah, sure. Queue that up. Why not? Can I queue up another one? Not really. Could always work on that extra butter down the line as well, though. And I would want one here. There we go, just queue it all up. Why the heck not? Bells usually mean a warning, Jake. Ah, why worry about it? I'm sure we'll be okay. We've got all these stalwarts in the garrison, even if they do come for us. Oh, well, here we go. The roaming army has decided to attack us. And I can't help but feel that we're going to absolutely crush these things. Hang on, why is my hero available? I don't understand. Show me what's going on here. Oh. How do these guys work as reinforcements? Are they going to be called into this fight? I don't really know, but I'm sure we'll be fine. Let's just spectate their death. You've encountered a new minor... Is this really the time game? Get out of here. Right, so... For some reason my reinforcements appeared over here and not from the city. And also they're pelting down my poor hero here. I don't want to do these battles, but the AI looks thick as bricks. At least I have the high ground. Yeah, I know there was auto-resolve, but I still want to see these in action. These idiots should be long routed, but oh well. So even though I became friends with these people, they still come and try to murder me. There's no justice in this world. Let's surrender the high ground and instead fight over a river. You won, but you fairly got minced up for that, hero. Why is everyone moving? The reason you started in the upper right is because on the main map the enemy attacked from the lower left. Attack direction determines the battlefield layout and setup. Yeah, that auto-resolve button's starting to look a lot more enticing. This all just seems so weird and pointless. Okay, well, we won, naturally. Didn't get a lot of experience because they were all pathetic. And I need to heal you up using my beloved money. Did that use up your turn action? It did. That's strange. We were the ones being attacked, but it ate up our turn. I am surprised. Surely I can still scout this out, though. There we go. 40 dust for the dust gods. How far away should I be thinking about setting up my next colony? Should I be thinking, like, here or here? I mean, wherever's good, but I'm on the hunt for dust, and there's not a lot of dust to be had out here. Plenty of dust to be had out here, but fewer anomalies. Around here looks pretty nice. Down here looks pretty damn nice. Black dust. Naturally occurring deposits of gold and black dust. If I were to set up on... Could I burn down this minor village and then set up my new settlement here? That would sound pretty nice to me. More industry faster, you can build your city up. Well, there was certainly more industry here, but no dust. It's one city per region. You can build extractors anywhere in regions that you have settled. Oh, so I could extract... Wait, what's this region? This is the region of Sezinos. Can't seem to extract this dye deposit, but maybe that's its own kind of tech. Wait, no, I built a dye thing here, didn't I? He doesn't know what to make of it. You can, Jay. I'm not seeing anything that lets me build it up. Okay, well, let's not overthink it. The Delvers. Delvers, origins, humanoids trapped deep underground, cataclysm. Okay. Ooh, +5 gold per pacified and rebuilt. Delvers, yeah, okay. Where are they at? How many of them are there? We should go and get all their dust. You have to click the city to build the extract. I do? Oh, well, how about that? I'm not sure what good having all this dye is going to be, but... In fact, let's have a look at that dye. Titanium, glass steel, spices. No dye. Dye gives +1 dye on the city. Oh, I haven't built one yet, that's the reason. Well, I'll see what dye does before I consider that further. Let's go and talk to these misanthropes. They don't want to negotiate for now. But I want to negotiate with them. They give me extra money. What would be preventing them from being so friendly to us? Dye is influence when used as a booster. Good to know. Maybe I should just go and raise this city for being so... It will be pacified, but not bring any bonuses until it's rebuilt. You still have that settler sitting in the city. Yeah, I was waiting for the set... oh, they're made. Well, that's good. So I can make a new army out of all of you. And then I have to decide where you're going to establish yourself. So many choices. Send them to the dwarves so you can assimilate them for the gold. Can you only assimilate people that are inside somewhere that you have cities? I do like the idea of all that gold, I must admit. But there's not really any natural gold spawning here, not many anomalies. I'd quite like to grab these anomalies. In fact, looking at it, a lot of these places look dire. I imagine these places would have a lot of food given all the vegetation. This kind of place has plenty of science and money and other things going for it. Remember, Jake, you get gold from rivers. Ah, that's another thing worth considering. Only in summer, though, as I recall. And it potentially needs something built up for that. Look at all this place. Look at all this money and anomaly stuff. That's right, I was considering you, wasn't I? But I was wondering if I could torch this down first. Plenty of stuff going on here, and then there was that weird Earth Tower thing happening. Yeah, why don't you go over there? Get me whatever's happening there, and then I can take out these two areas. Most of the game is summer, is that so? Oh, that does seem pretty nice, doesn't it? And look at all these rivers that we have over here. River, 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 river. Also, weird anomaly thing. You had a quest to settle one of the I did? Also, I finished this one, so it doesn't need to be pinned here anymore, does it? Quests, quests, quests. Delusions of grandeur. Industry. Colonize Wistred. Shock and awe. Where is Wistred? I don't know. None of these ones I can see are Wistred. Doesn't really tell me what this one is. Could be anything. Does the name show anywhere other than here? Wist is north of Angry. You mean it's this thing here? Well, you know what, we'll go on a lovely wee adventure and go and figure it out with our settler. Hopefully it's not a problem that I end up so far away. Level 4, huh? Getting more defense on you would seem nice since I have to pay to make you better, so there you go. Iron Taskmaster, life on you. Ooh, that does sound quite good. Alright. You guys have done your stuff, unless I want to go and raise this mining village. Would certainly pacify them, but they need to be rebuilt, so let's not worry too much about it. And then I've already sent out my settlers. Where are they? Here they are. Not making much of a presence for themselves, but we'll go and have them go all the way up there. Why not? Go and check it out. Hopefully they don't get steamrolled by anything I come across. Working on the borough streets, lovely. Is there a quick button to go between my different units, by the way? Tab goes through my cities as best as I can tell. There doesn't seem to be a hotkey indicated for next army, though. If somebody knows it, I'd love to hear it. 30 dust. Good for us. Base sparking. Thank you. Now let's get up into north of Angryton. Huzzah! Iron Tier 2 weapons and armor available for heroes and ground units. Watchtower. Nice. Rider, mercenary as planned. It's been quite some time. Would you like to use the spices? I don't want to use the spices. I don't need food. We're still working on more borough streets here to get more money. You guys are just exploring mostly for me, which is fine. Ooh. Is this more of those No, this is someone else entirely. Whether or not you believe that war is a useful pursuit, you might be up against those who are convinced of it. To get this minor faction's respect, you must show them how you develop, deploy, and instruct. Pacify them, your armies need to master the arts of war, gather and train units of different types. They give us spices and are pacified if we do that. What if I don't care about any of that and I just want to go and kill them? Yeah, I think we'll just kill them all. Dredge, you say? Well, time for auto result. There we go. Smash them all to smithereens. Again, my hero keeps taking too much damage, but whatever. We've failed this. Yeah, too bad. I had other ideas for you. Let's keep going around there. And as for you folks, keep marching up to north of Angry. Winter has come. Okay, and I don't have many people here in my city. I should make some more. Dark season. Movement is difficult. Okay, movement is down. Exploiting. Oof. We lose out on dust. That's not very nice sounding. There must be some races that thrive during winter. Oh yeah, you guys have a long way to go up there. You guys can only trudge out like that. And I should probably look into healing you as well, since you don't heal naturally. Oh, I didn't actually finish pacifying you. They wanted me to go and talk to the other village in the same region. Which was... oh, I'm kind of losing track of all these. Too many minor factions for me to keep track of them mentally. You guys already moved. You guys are still building your boroughs. Keep going. And hey, let's increase pop. Why not? It's only money, right? Are there diminishing returns from assigning workers to something? Might do you there, since that's almost a 50% increase in... that's more than a 50% increase in the amount of influence that we get out of you. Yeah, and we gotta save up for that empire planning after all. It's always the same per pop, no diminishing returns, that's pretty generous. Oh, it is painful marching in winter. Hope winter doesn't last very long. At this point, summer will return. You only have a vague knowledge of how many turns. It'll take at least 1 and at most 18 for summer to return. Interesting. Well, all the more reason that I want to set up here. Summers seem to be long and I get supposedly lots of money when I dredge out all that gold from the rivers around me. Onwards and very slowly upwards. What was your story again? That doesn't matter. Right. Though the leader wants only the best for people, good leader presents herself poorly and is apt to lose her temper. The tribe is doing well. The leader secretly admits she could use a bit of a boost from a powerful neighbor. If you shower her, people with some opulent luxuries, she'll certainly be willing to view you as an ally. Bestow dye, bones... Not really sure I'm keen on doing all these people's homework. I thought it was cool when there was a few of them, but it seems that the world is full of these minor factions, when I'd rather just kill them all. Killing them does present themselves. I thought I got the river gold tech. Did I? Didn't I? Huh, I didn't even get it. That's quite funny. Give that dust dredging in time for winter. This one's still going to take 4 turns, but that's okay. Some factions thrive on killing minor factions. Killing them is a perfectly valid option. I could also leave them, I suppose, but they still spawn nasties, don't they? I'm not even colonizing. Do the units that they spawn stick to their region? I'm going to assume that they do. Since I've pacified you, that should make my home region here quite safe. In fact, I should let them keep spawning nasties to slow down my opponents. Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. Still building your boroughs and your guys moving along. Very good. Goodness, it's slow going around here. Winter's rough. What was your story again? Colonize in Wistred. Is that what I'm wanting to do? I think it is. So if we go around here and we discover that it is actually Wistred, we should be good to go. What the hell is that? Roaming army. Looks big and dangerous. Might be too dangerous for only 2 of my guys, but let's believe we can handle it. Tech costs go up for each technology. It might be worth to research the next tier of technology. Maybe. I don't know. And I don't particularly care. I'm just exploring what's going on in this game. I'm not here to try hard. Wish I could know the name of this place without having to explore too much of it. Hey, apparently I could colonize right here, but hard to get a good idea of what these things are worth to me. Keep on keeping on. These deserts don't look too appealing to us. Oh, but stuff like this looks considerably more appealing. Look at all that science, all that dust. The Earth's spine, the temple ruins, some kind of anomaly. Oh, lots of food there that we don't particularly care about. But lots of happiness spawning from this life tree. Crumlin stones as well. I mean, I could set up here, gobble up all this stuff, and expand out to get that rumbling stone. Yeah, that doesn't sound too bad. Assuming this is... oh, it is Wisty. Very good. We'll move over there and set up our next settlement there then. How bad could it be? As for you guys, another roaming army. Hello, Gauran. Large, slow-moving herbivores. Okay. Well, I'm not sure we even have meat on us, so we'll be okay. Get rid of that nonsense. There we go. Get that aqua thingamajigger up so I can dredge out all the gold. Hey, it's summer again. Everything is lush and green. We're getting attacked by minotaurs. Just go and crush the minotaurs. As expected, down they go. Middling amount of experience coming out of that. And you folks, oh my goodness, it is dust for days out here. Wouldn't mind me some of that. We can go here. We can probably explore this while we're at it. And we find ourselves more spices. Bleeding spices. Alright, set up. Yeah, that looks pretty good to me. Narc and awe. But that wasn't all. We now need to maintain a minimum of 3 influence in your... okay. Are we even getting that? Not sure we produce influence here. Let me check what that was all about. Maintain a minimum of 3 influence in your new city. How do I get influence in the city? Does this city have influence? Influence, well, we got no influence going there. I'll need you working on that. And we'll probably want to get more... oh, I can buy quite a bit of population. I can buff it up hardcore. Very nice. Probably going to want some industry to get stuff rolling here. You've got a couple of crummy militia. Probably want a bit more than that. Maybe like an extra bit of stalwarts just to keep myself safe from this roaming army right here. Yeah, otherwise you're going to take forever. Just make money, money, make. Don't know if the rider would be better or not, but... oh, and I can get more minting done. A lot of things can be done in each of these cities. Whilst we're out here, there's yet more stuff that I'd love to settle. We're here to explore as well. 50 dust, don't mind if I do, and more. Oh no, it's the Gaurans again, but I haven't asked what they're wanting. I'm under the impression I chose a bit of a small map, but it seems pretty big. I haven't ran into either of the other 2 people on the map yet. The Drakens contacted me somehow. You don't have anything being made at all, do... no, we've got the stalwarts going. Ah, right, the stalwarts are my vanguard here. I wonder if we build up a militia or not. I mean, we have a militia... okay, there we go. We've got the militia, and the stalwarts are just standing there, so I should probably tell them to become part of the garrison so that it's better defended. Then I don't even need this. Could I cancel this and get my... oh, industry and dust will not be refunded. Okay, well, never mind then. Forest streets, stalwarts... the militia leveled up? Shame it doesn't show their before and afters, but fair enough. We're going to be attacked by this thing? I see we share a common frontier. Though we are peaceful people, we're not entirely at ease with this. Come on, Draken. I share much love for you. Perhaps we should negotiate about this. Compliment them? Send a compliment to increase influence costs of negative treaties and declare okay, so it just seems that it makes it harder for them to do nasty things to me. Can I give them some gifts? I wanted to just shift all of my dyes onto them, so I don't need to care about them. Not dyes, spices. But I don't see any such option. Maybe you have to research how to give gifts. Ooh, got lots of influence points. I can... Oh. It costs an increasing amount to do these kinds of things. Building buyout, attack on units. Science on cities, vision on units. I like the vision on units thing already. Happiness on cities. Influence costs more per city. Hang on, is it costing me the... I'm not sure I'm saying what I want to say here. Is this costing me more? Oh, right. So I thought I had these set in stone now, but I have to maintain this. It could be that I have something set up like this, and the next time it comes around I won't have the influence to pay for it. That sounds rough. Still like getting the extra dust though. And I do like not having to spend so much on everything. Still, expensive on influence. Can't even do anything else with it. Oh well, fair enough. I'll just maintain the policies we had before. Makes sense though. Makes a lot of sense. A dangerous amount of it even. Okay, what do you people want? Make sure there's no enemy in the region for 5 turns, and then we can pacify these people. Rough men. Patrol the region with troops, drive out enemy armies. I'm sure we can manage that. Hard to say when I don't know where the enemies are though. Yeah, we'll be okay though. Okay. Still working on those borough streets. You don't have anything that's being worked on. I wouldn't mind getting those borough streets immediately and then just pay for them. Where did I say I was going to go? Was it down here? There is science and industry and gold all to be had. And I like all those things. Expensive, but let's just get them built up immediately. Why not? I do like this idea of just getting so much gold that industry doesn't matter. Much as they call it dust. Yeah, the UI isn't bad at all, Kaladin. Don't know what to make of this thing just prowling around, though. By the way, have I shocked and awed these people by setting up in their land yet? Perhaps I should create a new army with these guys and go over and speak to them. What else did they want me to do? Maintain 3 influence. Oh yeah, it was the influence thing. Well, that should be okay. I forgot all about that. And we are supposedly patrolling this area, although it's hard to walk around in it, with all the forests and things. But the area looks calm and secure, no doubt thanks to us patrolling it. Can't have a place here without minting it up. Oh, that looked like something. And this also looks like something. Gimme, gimme, gimme. Hmm? Temple... Oh, right, I'm elevated. It's hard for me to tell, thanks to all the foliage here. Also realizing that my poor hero is not healed up, and he needs to eat the dust to get that going. Let's go and find out what's going on in this region. What's this temple ruin all about? And that right there's the downside of not having our hero to help us out. It's got diddly squat. There we go. Borough's operational. It's been quite... Yeah, I know I'm not using the spices because they're useless to me. So I set up this borough. So although we started with just this, the borough here gives us this, the borough here gives... Can I just keep adding boroughs? Could you have just one mega city be everything for you? Available every 2 people in populate. Well, I got quite a few population, but I suppose I'd need yet more. Right, so I'd need another one, because I'm getting one of those from pacified villages. Which doesn't seem too bad at all. Oh, now these guys are in a different area, so they're probably not going to be our problem. Oh, we can continue our march around and make sure everything is hunky-dory in the region. I haven't had this rider. I don't know what good he's going to do. Maybe I should make some more settlers to go out and find more. Don't know. Now let's get ourselves some dye. Get extracting all the dye that we can. Keep making that mint. Although, who's got turn to wait on that? Build it now and get me more people. And get me more money. And you folks... Well, this thing does make me worry a little bit. But I'm sure it'll be fine if we just stay put here. If it wants to come and fight me, I'll have my reinforcements. No harm, no fuss. Probably. Could you hire more heroes? I don't remember if I've researched that yet or not, but I should certainly look into it. Alright, to pacify all those fools of the glory, and we've maintained our thingamajigger, they're now pacified and content to join my empire. So I could actually go here and bring them in. Hey, they got that weird ice warg thing. Damage per pacify... Wait, that's a special kind of damage. Looks like a kind of blunty attack thing. And I can make myself some of these wargs, which don't look as good as they look. Dark proof, sweep strike. Whatever, bring them in regardless. Looks like I can't assimilate another batch of folks, though. I still have to go and deal with this thing. Oh well, what can you do? So yeah, I did actually get my mercenary market. How long is this taking? One more and then I get my aqua pulvistics. So I could assign a hero. I could... Damn, he's over there. How do I get myself one? Or do I have to build up something that lets me get them? The marketplace is the gold coins tab on the top left. These are units, which I can just buy. Demand. Standard price. Okay, so I'm getting them way below normal price on these. Ocha bugger, those are some expensive looking heroes. Mind you, I make quite a lot of dust, but still. Exclusive sale to your empire for 2 turns, and yet I wouldn't be able to afford myself the Archivist Nashapasesa II, although he is a member of Draken, hack. Heroes are indeed strong. Yeah, we've seen our heroes single-handedly take down foes in the past. I really like the Mystery of the Druids guy here. What a look to the guy, really. Dust Care, Soulborn, Last Stand. I don't know what any of these things do, and I can't tab over them to check them out, can I? Or can I? Here we go. Can be healed with dust. Boost attack at the expense of health. Comes back to life if any unit of its army is alive at the end of a battle. Now that sounds very strong. Maybe I shouldn't have bothered ever healing this guy. Infantry Slayer. Block. What a powerful looking chappy. I wonder if that's the same as the guy I have right now. Where's my guy at? There we go. Last stander. I should have never bothered healing you up. There are all these things that I could get which cost industry and items that I have, so I could probably give you some better things. It doesn't look at all like... Oh, no, there's his Mystery of the Druid's face. Looks a bit more sad than this, but... maybe he knows more about the Mystery of the Druids than I do. Nothing's going on here. What could I be building? How much for another Bara, by the way? Although the follow-up question is, where would I even put one? Perhaps next to this. It's a little frustrating not using food, because it means all the food on the tiles is useless to me. And I don't like useless. Science going on. Public library. Yeah, I like to look at these boroughs anyway. Just get going. There's money to be had. It's an awful lot of work for the dozens of buildings in the game when just telling... Oh, they're talking about UI stuff in the game. Well, I quite like it. One more turn and you guys will be good to go. Not really sure there's any point in moving you in that case. What's this about? Oh yeah, that's the assimilation that we already did. Oops. You guys ended up moving anyway. Right, we got our Aquapool Vistics. We're extracting dyes. Make sure there are no enemies. Congratulations, they can trust your protection even though I didn't do anything. Maybe it fails if you leave the area, which would make a lot of sense. Makes a lot of sense to me, at least. Let's go and see what's going on over here. Yeah, 50 dust. Let's get out of here and see what else there is. I would like to actually go and see one of the other factions, but if I've got all of this and no sign of the other factions, that does feel like about a third, maybe even a quarter of the map. Maybe... Oh, here we go. Right, red. Red could well be Draken. I have not saved this entire time. Game finished turn 14? What? Maybe that was when I was doing the tutorial. Okay, despite not really building up much of an army, I'm keen to see what they have, but trudging along is going to take forever here. Well, if we must trudge. Oh, that's right, he told me at one point that I'm infringing on his land, didn't he? How well would my stalwarts do? Hold on, could I assign you over here? Ah, heroes can teleport. That seems intensely unfair. I was even able to teleport out of neutral land like that. Where have I played a game that has such a thing? Kinda like how EU4 generals work, damn straight. Okay, so we've got our army here. Do you have your hero? No hero assigned. I thought I wanted the hero assigned. Maybe the hero was assigned to the... Yeah, he was assigned as governor, not as army man. Right. He's locked for 5 turns. Oh, mistakes were made there. Oh well. I didn't realize I was putting him in as a governor. I thought I was putting him on the army. Good day, fellow sufferer. May the agony make us all stronger. Osman. Right, they're the other faction. The red people. So I could probably just delve into their territory and start raising their places, although I wanted my hero for this. Ah, it's telling me that I'm not researching as per usual. Buy a new hero. I have to wait on a bit more money before I can do that. But it's certainly an idea. By imposing standardized coin for all commercial transactions, easier to buy and sell all sorts of commodities, resource, stockpiles, unit reduction, city, terrain, management scientist, the Dust Bishop. Now that sounds like my kind of guy. You come join us, Dusty Bishop. Now, can I get you a hero? I should be able to afford one now. Where's my Mystery of the Druids guy? Oh, I think he's gone. Dustcare, Last Stand, 400 and affordable cost. So if I buy you... He's available for assignment in your academy. Well, can you go and work here? Yes, you can. There we go. Now, your first order of business is to raise this city. If the thing is a minor faction, it'll be pacified. Reduces the production. Nah, just tear this place down. You have to make a declaration of war. Yeah, why not? You guys going to attack this or what? It doesn't look great for us, even though we're only fighting two crummy militia. So let's go and watch what our brilliant AI has to show for itself. Where the hell's that guy going? There we go. Go for the mighty flank. Oh, that's my hero. Well, this is his first day on the job. What? Is this what it meant when the houseplant could beat the AI in this game? Seems to be a lot of health on those guys that are inside the defenses there. I'm taking a lot of losses and not dealing a lot of damage. That's more like it. You haven't been upgrading the unit's equipment, so they're all weaker than they should be. Right. I know the tutorial told me how to do that, but I don't think I was paying that much attention. Oh, you guys are getting absolutely roasted there. It's okay though. Surely this will come into fruition. Get them. Oh wait, what? Oh, there's a turn limit, isn't there? And since we didn't kill them all, it was a stalemate. A draw. A disgusting draw. Alright, how do we change equipment and stuff here? Auto explore, siege, sleep, hero? Hero items? Tier 1 iron sword? Could I not give you a, I don't know, a tier 2 claymore? The fist menu, top left. I like the sound of that fist menu. So if I were to give you stuff... Well, I can heal the army. No, I can't. I can't afford it. I can... Oh, you can sell armies. Ah, yeah, the unit designs. The stalwarts could be given stuff, maybe. Heaven help me if I know how. Edit. Yes, they could be given tier 2 sword. And two-handed sword, so no shield for them. What did they have before? Oh, they have sword and shield there. One-handed sword. And tier 2 shield. Remember, you have a titanium mine. Two-handed sword of good quality. Reset all the changes. What do we have here? 9 and 2. Well, these titanium claymores look pretty good. These titanium one-handed swords even look good. Costs 1 what? What is that icon? I think that's the glass steel stuff. That's the titanium thing, which is probably better. I'd love to see a before and after comparison, like attributes, what they were and what they become here now. What is this cost thing? This is a pretty cool concept, like going down to the micro of your design. Well, I like that you can, I maybe don't like actually doing it. You guys don't even have any armor on. I could give you this wonderful... Curious. Now there's another word from Draken, isn't it? Tons of titanium at my command. I can give them tons of fancy stuff. Now they're unkillable. What's the cost in this? Does it take a while for them to fit up or something like that? I don't know. Perhaps I'll never know. We never liked the cold, we're eager to be tried in the furnace of war. Oh, you've got some kind of floating seat there. Very cool for you. You need to refit your units, which costs money and resources. That sounds like a useless thing to do in the heat of combat. Oh well, we'll see what happens when we go on to fight another day. Need to manually retrofit them. Okay, I understand now. Right, bring them down. Completely crush them. Oh, they appear to have reinforcements. Somehow it thinks that the odds are 50-50 for me. Alright, we'll get it automatically done then. There we go, completely destroyed as expected. Don't know why it said 50-50 there, but I expected to die horribly there. That's why you prepare first before going to war, yeah. I just wanted to delve in there and see what it would be like fighting out, because honestly I think I've seen all that I want to see here. I think this is a pretty good game. It's a whole lot better than I was expecting. But ultimately, I'm still going through the same hoops that you do in Civilization, and it's not hoops that I find particularly enjoyable in a video game. It's like giving me a really good racing game. It's like, okay, but I'm still not particularly drawn to racing games here. Oh, then again, there's LEGO Racers, and then again, there's Dominions 5. There are elements of this that I really like. It feels like something that would be really nice and zen to just chill out to and build up and spread across the map on. But, I don't know, playing it as a strategy doesn't really hold the appeal to me. The Mario race, though, says Juggernaut. There was certainly the Mario race. I don't like doing all the homework for these little factions, though. But it seems like there's a whole lot more to explore in this game. I don't think that I'll never come back to this game. I might want to give it a bit more of a try, but probably not on stream. Then again, maybe not. But if nothing else, at least I've tried it out and seen what it's all about, and I don't think I could ever go away and say that Endless Legend's a bad game based on this. It was actually a relatively good time, just not a time that I find myself hungry for more of. Is it hard? Hard to say. I'm playing on easy mode and I haven't really done anything of value. I've just wandered around and fiddled about with the game, but at least I know how to play now. Should the appetite ever come across me again. Anyway, I'm calling it there. I don't know if anybody was coming into this with hopes that this would be some kind of new channel staple, but I can guarantee you it will not. This doesn't seem to hold lasting appeal to me. But I did still like what I saw. So let's come out of that, and I need to go and update my Pokédex, because later on tonight I'll be... Oh, look at that! Damn right I was the top dog. Especially in Dust. Maybe playing as other nations you get a whole lot less dusty. Well, again, easy mode. Yeah, okay, that's kind of telling on how much of an easy mode it was for me. Anyway, that's enough for me for this. I'll be back in a few hours with some more Pokemon, so until then it's a cheers and a cheerio.